Have you ever felt overwhelmed by trying to change everything at once and ended up changing nothing? What if real growth isn't about learning more, but about learning less and actually using it? Could one small mustard seed habit make more difference in your life than all the books, classes, and seminars combined? Why do small, consistent steps often lead to lasting change while big bursts of motivation fade so quickly?
Welcome to Gleaning Mustard Seeds with Jerrie Barber. Mr. Barber is a preacher, a ventriloquist, a barefoot runner, and writes 2 blogs. When Jerrie communicates, he encourages people, try not to learn very much. Find a mustard seed. In the next few minutes, try not to learn very much. Look for something you can do to move a mountain, remove a stumbling block, or provide a stepping stone for yourself or someone else. And now, here's Jerrie with this week's mustard seed.
In episode number 1, the first rule of this podcast is try not to learn very much. I enjoy reading, listening, attending seminars, lectures, and other events when I know I don't have to take a test. I refer to this rule often. Try not to learn very much. The second part of the rule is look for a mustard seed that'll make a difference. I found that principle helpful in many areas of my life. I bought my first computer in March 1985. I'd never had a computer class. I'd never done any work on a computer. I bought a computer with a 20 meg hard drive, a monitor, and a dot matrix printer. The challenge of learning to use that new tool was overwhelming. The word processing program came with a tutorial, which was excellent. I went through the training a couple of times and wrote 3 bulletin articles. I went back to check them, couldn't find them. I called a friend who had more experience and told him my problem. He asked me what I named my articles. I didn't have any idea what he's talking about. He told me I had to name each file and save it to find it. That day I developed the try not to learn very much principle. My goal was to learn one new thing each day about my computer and how to use it. Often went to the secretary and said, I've learned something new today, so I'm going home. I don't want to get confused. 26 years later, I bought my first Apple computer. It was an entirely different operating system with different rules. I set up my iMac desk computer. To the right of it, I had a PC laptop that I knew how to use. I could get my work done on it. Each day, I tried to learn one new thing about my Apple computer. I did my work on the PC. I went to the Apple store to participate in various workshops about the Apple system. In a short time, I was able to use my new computer well. I didn't know everything about it and still don't. I'm still learning. But I try not to learn very much until I put what I already know into a habit that is easy and natural. I practiced this principle before I had named it when I started running. I read the book Aerobics by Major Cooper, that I needed to run 15 miles a week to be healthy. I started by walking a quarter of a mile each day, Monday through Friday. The next week, I walked a half a mile each day, Monday through Friday. The next week, 3/4 of a mile, and the next week, a mile. The following week, I walked 3/4 of a mile and jogged a quarter of a mile each day. The next week, walk a quarter, jog a quarter, walk a quarter, jog a quarter. The following week, jog a quarter of a mile, walk a quarter of a mile, and jog the final 1/2 of a mile. The next week, jog a mile each day, Monday through Friday. The following weeks, I added a mile each week, 2 miles on Monday, a mile each day, Tuesday through Friday. That process continued until I was running 15 miles each week. The way I chose to do it was 5 miles on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, and 1 on Friday. It got easier every day. When I decided to ride a bicycle from the bridge on the Natchez Trace near Franklin, Tennessee to the Alabama state line, I started with short distances. I gradually increased the mileage until I completed the 100-mile trip, along with other members of the Bears Chapel Church of Christ. It started with a little and ended with a lot. I discussed this in episode 26, Investing in Exercise, number 1. When I decided to start running without shoes in March 2010, I used the same principle. If you're interested, you can listen to episode 27, Investing in Exercise 2. On the 1st of May of last year, I participated in the Living Centered program at the On-Site Center in San Diego, California. I was excited and thrilled when on our last day, they told us not to learn very much. I'll put a link in the show notes about On-Site and their services. Well, they didn't say it exactly that way. We'd been there for a week. We'd learned many things. They suggested not applying everything we learned at once. They suggested making a 2-degree shift. Here's their suggestion on page 59 of the book they gave us. While we would love to see big sweeping changes in ourselves or in our surroundings, the fact is that most of the time lasting change is gradual and requires consistency. The good news is that we don't have to change what we want. We just have to embrace a realistic timeline. The 2-degree shift is a reminder that small but consistent changes compound into significant changes over time. The temptation is to do everything and to do it now. But instead of doing everything, which inevitably leads to burnout, do something. Do literally anything that resembles the future you're hoping for. Then keep showing up.
Thank you for listening to Gleaning Mustard Seeds with Jerrie Barber. If you found a mustard seed, send a text or email with the link to a friend. This podcast is brought to you in partnership with the Ministry League Network. Ministry League is a global platform dedicated to equipping Christians with the tools they need for ministry, worship, and personal growth. Featuring over 50 podcasts created by members of the Lord's Church, Ministry League provides uplifting and biblically sound content for all ages. Through the Ministry League app, you can access these podcasts, a digital songbook for worship, free Bible study materials, curriculum, and other ministry resources to strengthen your walk with Christ. Don't miss out on the latest updates and podcast episodes. Subscribe to the Ministry League YouTube channel for daily content and exclusive insights into the work of the Lord's Church, or visit ministryleague.com to explore what's possible. Ministry League, equipping you for every good work. Thank you for listening. Jerrie looks forward to next week as we continue to collect and plant mustard seeds.